here it is at first light on Thanksgiving morning. And there's a nice buck up here on top of this hill that I doubt that you'll be able to see or tell much about. If I can even find him on this camera, there he is. Or is it? I gotta look back at the spot and scope to see where he's at. Well, he's back. He keeps trying to talk me into taking a shot at him, but I'm not going to. He is a pretty little fellow, though. He's pretty. I don't know what he'll look like in here, but boy, through the spotting scope where you can zoom right in on him, he's pretty. But the deer really like that little spot up there. Yeah, they really like that little point up there. They like that little corner of that field, that little, like I said, it feels shaped like an arrowhead, a long arrowhead in there. They're right out at the point. So they feel safe there. That's the one spot on the farm that they come to the fields more often. That one spot right there. They really like it. So let me back down and show you where they're at. I mean, it's a long, narrow field. Good cover on three sides. And that's what they like. They like that corner up there. It represents cover. Good food, good cover. So anyway, I decided that I was going to use this rifle, Gary's rifle. I was going to use Gary's rifle, at least until I got a deer. And I got that nice buck yesterday with me. And so as long as I've got it and using this rifle, Gary's on your mind all the time. So I actually used this rifle, I guess you could say, in sort of honor of my friend. This rifle is a tangible connection between two close friends. So if he couldn't be out to hunting right now, he hadn't been able to do that, I'm going to use one of his rifles. And I got a deer with it. So, like I said, it is a fantastically beautiful rifle. I love this rifle. Ruger number 1, 30-06, light sport. So today, I bring out here, just quickly, another rifle that regular viewers will recognize, another Ruger number 1. This is my Ruger number 1 International in 7.57 caliber. This Uh, this is one of my all-time favorites also. So I've got sitting out here with me right now two of my all-time favorite rifles. One, Gary's that I got a deer with yesterday. Nice buck yesterday. And this one had promised myself that I was going to get a deer from the Quigley with it. I mean, I've never shot a deer from the Quigley with this rifle yet. It was my walk-around rifle, deer, in the woods rifle. And little short barrel and handy, carries like a dream. Love this little rifle. But I said I'm going to get me a deer with it, so now it's out here at Quigley. It's the one loaded up, laying here on the bench, ready to roll. So here on this bench right now, is two awesome, beautiful Ruger number ones. Great rifles, fabulous rifles. They just don't make them any better. So this one got the buck yesterday, and his buddy, this rifle, 7'7", is what I'm going to go for my next deer, my next buck with. So I used that .6 that belongs to my buddy. And I got a deer. A little side note, this 30-06, I also made the longest shot I've ever made on a deer with this rifle. I made it just before I gave it to Gary. It was 450 yards on a whitetail. So this rifle has a lot of sentimental reason to value to me. Anyway, I'm going to keep looking for a buck here. Been kind of slow today. So not only am I using two great rifles, these Ruger number ones, these rifles are chambered in two world-class cartridges. One, of course, the 30-06 that I used yesterday, and the other is the 7mm Mauser, the 757. These are world-class cartridges. This little 757 is also the parent of the 30-06. The 30-06, of course, is based on the 757 case. So it's two awesome rifles using two world-class, awesome cartridges. That buck is still up there in that field, feeding. And brother, that's something. That's something you don't see around here often. A buck that stays out in the field much. Usually they're crossing the field. If you see a buck you like, you got to take a shot at him quick. Just like the one I got the other day. I mean, you had to hustle up and get on him. To get across these fields. They're usually not just lollygagging around out there. And that's another reason I planted the food plot up there. I've never had a food plot, so I wanted to try and see what it'd do. If it would draw them out and keep them out a little bit longer. Maybe give you a little bit longer for a shot. So far, not. I won't say that. A couple of times, a buck has spent a fair amount of time in that food plot. They really have. I believe this buck did. About 2 weeks ago, just into the muzzleloader season, I think that's the same buck that he come out there and he did stay in that food plot a pretty good while. But anyway, usually they're bucks out here, and like I said, they generally don't live here. And the rut comes on, they come out of the woodwork, but they just cross the fields and go on. That rascal's been out for 45 minutes. 45 minutes. He's been up there. He's going to eat all the clover or whatever it is he's after. He's not going to leave anything for anybody else, I reckon. Anyhow, it's a beautiful Thanksgiving morning. Cold, like it should be. It's not terribly, terribly cold. I mean, even for this part of the country, it's in the 30s. Cold, clear, not a cloud in the sky. The jet going over there with the short vapor trail means clear, clear, dry air. It's crystal clear. Calm as a cucumber. Sun working us that way down the ridge there. So it'll be another 20 minutes or more before the sun gets on quickly here. Got my little buddy heater going there. Feels good in here this morning. Got it set on low. It's just cool in here. Pleasant. But when the sun gets on quickly, I can turn that heater off, because with all this glass all the way around, the sun warms it up in here. When that sun starts streaming through that window, sitting there in that sunlight, oh, feels good. Probably feel good if I was a young fella, but it really feels good to an old man. It really does. My goodness. Oh. Got a lot to be thankful for. A lot to be thankful for. And I am thankful. And I thank the Lord often for all the blessings that He's given us. But I can't help but think of my buddy Gary. He's still in ICU, on a ventilator, not responding to any treatment or anything they've done for him. This is Thursday, Thanksgiving. The plan is, I think, to take him off the ventilator tomorrow. This was to be Gary's season. Man who hadn't hunted in 12 years because of been paralyzed. Get everything worked out for him. Worked all summer, working where he could get out here and enjoy this deer season. And 2 weeks before the season opened, so you get out here and you enjoy the season, and but the reality of the situation that one of your best friends is in can tend to take the edge off of your pleasure. So no matter what, Gary's always in your mind. The Lord can and do anything. He can confound the doctors and do all kinds of stuff. But Gary's had a really rough go for the past several years. So our prayer is that God knows what's best for Gary. What is the best outcome for Gary? What's best for him and his family? And that's what we pray for. That the Lord look at the situation, know what's the best outcome, and bring that about. That nice 8-pointer that's been out there for 45 minutes just left. He went over and he jumped the fence, went out of the field. And 5 minutes after he jumped the fence, going out of the field that way, probably 10 yards from where he jumped the fence going out of the field, 3 does just now jumped the fence coming back into the field. I got a feeling they knew he was out here the whole time. But anyway, he went that way, the does come this way. I reckon he left enough clover for them there. They hopped right out there right where he was. And now they're chowing down. Yeah. You know, I got a food plot out that everybody around says is the best food plot you can put out, a mixture and everything. And it's had a little bit of activity, but nothing like the cotton picking clover that's just growing, here and there all over the farm. How true words of that biologist was. He said, people they plant all these food plots and all this stuff, and he said, that can help, of course. He said, but the number one thing is clover. Well, one of those deer just took off of it. those 3 does that come out, or slickheads that come out, what they are, they're Whitey, her baby sister, and their mama. Well, the baby sisters start flying down the hill right toward the Quigley. Now here comes Whitey, then here comes Mama at a dead run. I mean, they're flying down the hill right toward me. They're flying. Is that buck coming back, you reckon? There they are. I mean, they come off the top of that hill, flying down through here. I thought maybe the buck is coming back or something. Something going on. They're steady getting closer. They're just a bit over 100 yards from me right now. Man, they come off the top of that hill like the devil was after them. Got down there and just stopped. About 50 yards away now. It's been a lot of deer activity this morning, during this morning's solar period. A lot of the second buck standing right over here on the hill right now. He's a smaller buck than the one this morning. He's a buck. And there'd been several does. A lot of bird activity. A nice Thanksgiving Day major solar period with lots of activity. A lot to be thankful for. Well, it's about time to close up quickly and bring this Thanksgiving morning hunt to a close. I need to get over there and help that good-looking woman of mine get ready for the family that'll be dropping in all afternoon. We find ourselves being the patriarchs, the oldest family patriarchs. So there'll be family, friends dropping in all afternoon. So Diane and I, being the oldest, we're the family patriarchs. About all the family members will drop by the farm sometime during the day. Like most families, most of my family members, they've got wives or husbands or whatever, and they've got in-laws, so they've got to kind of spread things around a little bit. So a lot of them will be eating their main meal or dinner time or midday meal with in-laws and stuff like that. But they will all be here at one time or another during the day. Sometimes the whole family gets together here at one time at certain times of the year, and other times we kind of divided up among in-laws, But anyway, today is one of the years where most of the guys or most people are going to be off with their in-laws for their main meal today. But my brother and his good-looking woman, Sonia, will be out here for our mid-morning for midday meal, along with Kenny and Dee, which are two of our adopted kids. Now, Diane, I only had one son, Denny. He had Down syndrome. He died 4 years ago. But we got quite a few adopted kids, or we adopted them, or they adopted us, one or the other. Anyway, they're family, and so Kenny and Dee will be out, like I said, along with Doug and Sonia, and for our Thanksgiving dinner. And Brother Doug, last year he cooked the best turkey I reckon I ever ate. So he might not should have done that. Because from now, so this year he had to cook another one. Yeah, I don't know what all he does, but that is the best turkey you ever ate in your life. Oh, it's good. So anyway, we're gonna start off the festivities here in a few minutes. So I gotta button up quickly, bring this Thanksgiving Day hunt to a close. You go over there and start helping that good-looking woman of mine put the finishing touches on whatever it is we're supplying toward this meal today. Anyway, it's been a good morning. There's been the first 2 hours of the solar period. There was pretty much steady deer activity of some description here at the farm. It's been a pleasant morning. A lot of deer moving today. But didn't see any rutting signs, not a bit. Everything was out feeding. They weren't showing it nothing. The bucks or does, either one. A couple of bucks and several does. Nothing showed any rutting signs, but anyhow, I'm going to close up the quibbling and close up the hunt for this Thanksgiving Day. spend the rest of the day enjoying family and friends. This ain't deer hunting, but it's Thanksgiving. Everybody just sitting around palavering, enjoying the weekend, enjoying the Thanksgiving day. Hello, Miss Sonia.
Hi, Mr. Dennis.
Somebody's coming in. Who is that? That's the Blair. That's the Blair outfit. That looks like Madison.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, pretty girl. Hey, actually, two beautiful girls come walking in. And a pretty mom.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And a so-so daddy.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, sir. Yes,
How's
sir.
Michael doing?
I'm reasonable.
Right reasonable.
How's Mr.
I'd be
T?
disappointed if you weren't right reasonable.
Them girls get prettier every time I see them.
I think Sigurd spells princess on me.
I love that picture with your great dress.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I didn't see one of you.
I didn't post any.
She didn't take any.
I did.
She didn't want to take any.
She took some of Maddie.
These two girls right here are two of the prettiest ball players you'll ever see. That's the truth. Of course, I might be a bit prejudiced, but that don't have a lot to do with it.
Love you.
Now it's another bunch coming in. Dotson.
I've got a shirt. It's like
Yeah. Good times, good times.
Okay, oh, and I know. Hey, I was surprised to find out I do even do this tall. You don't remember me picking at you and all that, do you?
Probably not.
Oh, I came around here, he's so cute. I didn't know he was gonna come on that Gracie. Wonderful mom.
Oh, okay.
She was beautiful to my mom. She was real sweet. This was a pretty girl.
Hello, Mr. Cliff.
Dennis.
Hey, you buddy. I'm reasonable. I'm reasonable.
I'm good.
I love what you're doing. Instead of he's working. Are you feeling better, honey?
Yeah.
I'm doing good. I'm a lot better. You look okay. Yeah, I'm fine.
Looks plumb healthy-fied, don't it?
I still look at Owen. I can't hardly remember.
Do what?
It seems like it was yesterday. They lived right across from Mother in those condos when she first moved up here. Gosh, how old were you then? 87, let's see, she moved up here in, what was it, 2003?
Where were we living at?
Over behind Walmart in those condos. Remember they were gray and white?
Oh, yeah, when they first built them. I
Yeah.
don't know how old I was. Probably in
2003?
elementary school or something, maybe.
Well, maybe first, second grade.
Yeah, probably something like that. Yeah.
He's a little
fella, wasn't he? He's a little fella.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so cute.
She didn't know he was going to grow up be a state trooper, did she?
No. Mother just adored him.
Yeah.
She said, there's that cute little one. I didn't know who. I picked at him.
There's my favorite niece.
You look good. I know. Favorite niece. Still favorite after all these years.
Still my favorite after all these years. The reason she's my favorite, she's my only.
I'd still be the favorite even if there were more.
That's the truth. That's the truth, sweetie.
I was just telling Owen how I just still can't believe
This all
there was
goes
little
on the
Owen
hunting
that lived
video.
I know. Owen has a lot of ties, so he lived across from there, but his mom
That's
I
a
met
bunch.
when we turned our electricity on out there. She worked at BBU. We got to talking, and I mentioned we had some land, and they actually came out to our house to kind of look at that land, and Owen was just well, I don't know, they were in middle school.
Yeah, he must have been young then, 'cause I was trying to figure out when they lived across from Mother. He must have been first grade, maybe. Yeah. His sister.
I like having the whole outfit around.
He's the older.
I said, I like having the whole outfit around.
How's it going?
Dang, I didn't even notice.
Good to Mother.